flow for employers. This incentive is a cash flow injection for employers of up to $100,000 to eligible small and medium businesses and not-for-profits with aggregated annual turnover less than $50 million, with a minimum payment of $20,000. It applies to small and medium-sized businesses and not-for-profits, including charities with aggregated annual turnover of less than $50 million that employ staff. Eligibility is likely to be based on the prior year aggregated annual turnover. Payments will only be available to active eligible employers established before 12th of March 2020. Accordingly, it's unlikely to apply to businesses which were not registered for PAYG withholding prior to 12th of March 2020. This is likely to prevent businesses registering for PAYG withholding for the purposes of obtaining this incentive. However, charities registered with the Australian Charities and Not-for-Profits Commission will be eligible for the payments irrespective of when they registered for PAYG withholding. The amount of the payment will be 100% of the amount withheld on salaries and wages up to a maximum of $50,000 with a minimum payment of $10,000. The minimum payment of $10,000 will be irrespective of whether any taxes were required to be withheld on salaries and wages. Where the business remains actively for a further payment of 100% of the amount withheld on salaries and wages to a maximum of $50,000 with a minimum payment of $10,000 will be received upon lodgement of the June IAS or BASs. In relation to the timing, the initial payments will be received as automatic credit in the activity statement system from 28th April 2020 upon lodgement of the March BASs and IASs. Where the activity statements result in a refund of the lodgement of the IASs and BASs, the refund is likely to be received within 14 days of lodgement. Quarterly lodgers will be eligible to receive the first payment for the quarters ending March 2020 and June 2020. Monthly lodgers will be eligible to receive the first payments for the March 2020, April 2020, May 2020 and June 2020 lodgements. To provide a similar treatment to quarterly lodgers, the payment for monthly lodgers will be calculated at 3 times the rate, 300% in the March 2020 activity statement. Quarterly lodgers will be eligible to receive the additional payment for the quarters ending June 2020 and September 2020. Each additional payment will be equal to half of their total initial boost in cash flow for an employer's payment of up to $50,000. Monthly lodgers will be eligible to receive an additional payment for the June, July and August 2020 and September 2020 lodgements. Each additional payment will be equal to a quarter of the initial boost in cash flow for employers' payment of up to $50,000. The impact to your business. The payment will be tax-free and will be automatically calculated by the ATO. It's important to remember that the incentive is a credit and not a cash payment and accordingly may be used to reduce any debt that may exist on your ATO account. Further, the credit applied will reduce the tax which would otherwise have been payable upon lodgement of the BASs and IAS, and in many cases may result in a refund being received by your business. Accordingly, the benefit received is assistance in meeting your tax obligations and may result in additional refunds. It's unlikely to result in the full cash payment of the incentive as a refund. We can assist by assessing your eligibility and calculating the amount of the credit. Further, ensuring all your lodgements are up to date and lodging the required activity statements. And finally, assisting with your overall cash flow position.